All the cells of living bodies require food and oxygen. In the same way, it is necessary to remove the waste products from the cells as well as from the body. For these purposes, there is special transport system in the living bodies. In simple organisms, the transport system is simple, while in larger organisms, like plants and animals, the transport system is very complex. In this chapter, we will study about different methods of transport in organisms. The movement of substances between the different parts of the body and out of the organism is called transportation. In order to supply materials to different parts of the body and to remove the waste materials from the body, there is a need of transport system. In unicellular and simple multicellular organisms, the movement of materials occurs through diffusion and osmosis. Multicellular organisms have developed various transport systems. For example, in plants, xylem transports water while phloem transports food. In animals, there is blood circulatory system for the transportation of food and oxygen, and so on. The plants absorb water and minerals from the soil by roots. These materials are now transported upwards through xylem. Food prepared as a result of photosynthesis is transported to all parts of the plant through phloem. Root is the underground part of the plant. It absorbs water and nutrients from the soil. It also anchors plants firmly into the ground. Higher plants have well-developed root system. The first root, which is formed by the seed, is called primary root. The branches of primary root are called secondary roots. The growth in root length is called primary growth, and the growth in diameter of root is called secondary growth. A root cap is present at the end of the root. The central portion of the root is composed of conducting tissues, that is, xylem and phloem. Outside the conducting tissues, there is a narrow layer of thin-walled cells called the pericycle. The pericycle is surrounded by a single layer of cells called the endodermis. Outside the endodermis, there is a wide zone of thin-walled, large cells called the cortex. The cortex is surrounded by a single layer of cells called the epidermis. Root hairs arise from the epidermis. Root hairs are the extensions of root epidermal cells. These are hair-like, thin-walled, fine tubular structures. These are only found in the region of maturation of root. Due to root hairs, the area of absorption of root increases. Root hairs absorb water and minerals from soil. They have thin walls. There is more salt concentration in their cytoplasm as compared to the salt concentration in the soil water. Due to these reasons, the water enters into root hairs by osmosis. Minerals are dissolved in water and form solution. This solution is absorbed by the root hairs. This absorption is carried out by passive uptake and active uptake. The passive uptake involves diffusion and osmosis. The passive uptake through cell walls and intercellular spaces is called apoplast pathway, while through the plasmodesmata, which are channels in cell membranes of adjacent cells, is called symplast pathway. Apoplast pathway is faster than symplast pathway. Most of the ions are taken up by the roots through the process of active transport. In this case, the ions move from their low concentration area to high concentration area. It occurs through cell membrane by using energy in the form of ATP. The path of water and minerals from soil to xylem is summarized below. Soil to root hairs, then to cortex, endodermis, pericycle, and finally xylem. From xylem, these materials move upward towards aerial parts.